Hello everyone, and welcome to a sneak peek of our production build of HAWKER, our upcoming roguelite ARPG/shopkeeper, in which you must pay a debt to death in 30 days or try dying, yes you heard that right, make careful use of shadows to power your abilities, and manage the shifting demands of a dying world, loosely inspired by Breton folklore. If this is your first look at the game, hi, welcome. And if you're picking up what we're putting down, we're getting close to a demo build, so you can wishlist HAWKER on Steam, or if you'd like to help playtest, we're actually running a round of tests over the next few weeks. If you don't mind the idea of recording bugs and filling feedback forms, you can email us at contact@tyriongames.com with playtest in the subject line. We have limited spots, but we would be just so grateful for the help. Okay, so we're actually going to start off at day 4, which is the day right after the demo ends. I thought it would be interesting to see a little bit further ahead, something new to tease, but don't worry, I'm not going to be spoiling anything that happens in the first couple of days for you. Before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and open up my boons menu here. This is our permanent upgrades that you can get over time. Each time you die or at the beginning of each day, pretty standard, roguelite stuff, our permanent upgrades here. Just have a look at our loadout. We got a couple of points into our dagger base damage, our flintlock base damage, our health, our movement speed, our shadow points, which we'll see shortly, and a couple of points as well, just because I think it's really, really powerful here, into footwork, which reflects damage on parry and synergizes really nice with one of our perks that has a similar effect, which we might be lucky enough to see today. Okay, so we got some NPCs here that have got some new things to say to us today. We got our shop and can do some shop management. We'll worry about all of that a little bit later. We've got our armoire here. You'll see we've got an item find mask on and our smallest bag, which only gives us an extra 3 inventory slots, but it also has the lowest reduction to our base movement speed. And I like to stay agile, so that's what we'll roll with today. Okay, we got a fresh proc gen of our environment here as well, so we're going to be seeing some new and interesting stuff out here. Right out of the gate, we've immediately got a first perk, which is really, really nice. So we can choose salvage here and get 50 eclosis, which is our purple goop, which we use to spend on those boons, those permanent upgrades. So we could choose 50, or we could choose one of the perks. If we choose one of the perks, if we die with this perk, then we will not get any eclosis. But if we manage to survive until dawn with that perk, it'll basically convert at dawn into 25 eclosis. So we can get double now, or we can choose a perk that's going to help us in the interim. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead with high caliber, bigger, better bullets. Gives us a bonus to damage on our flintlock, but also makes all of our bullets pierce, which is going to be pretty nice, because normally only our shadow shot pierces. Oh my goodness, look at this, how lucky are we? Another perk already. And there it is, riposte, reflect damage on successful parry, which stacks with the flat damage that we're getting from footwork. So that's going to be a really, really nice build today if we can do that. All right, let's try and explore here. Okay, you'll notice here when I step into shadow, my shadow meter filling up. You can see I'm in shadow state, and I can spend that shadow meter on my shadow abilities. It will drain while I'm in the light, and it'll charge up when I'm in the shadow. Really simple, but you'll see with our day-night cycle, the direction of these shadows will change over time. At midday, it's going to be quite difficult to get us any shadow. And at nighttime, well, you'll see what happens at nighttime. And here we go. We got Rusted Sword. That is in low demand today. We probably should have checked the notice board before we headed out for the day. But we will want to prioritize as our bag starts filling up the stuff that is actually going to be in demand in town today. and try and fill up on as much of that as possible over the lower demand stuff potentially. You know what, rather than heading up here, because I know what these dungeon pieces are, we're going to try to push on. We're going to try to push on a little bit. Let's see. Because I think it's either going to be food or treasure or materials that are in high demand. And if I can find a different territory with some different enemy types, we might have a better chance of getting something in more demand. Alright, let's deal with this crab here. Whoa! Let's try the parry and get our riposte and our footwork combination. I'm just going to try to bait out a parry for him here. There you go. Oh my goodness. 105 damage with a parry is pretty good. Okay, so we see this ring is in high demand today, so we know the treasure is going to be in high demand. So we'll be looking for rings and books, tomes. Now, you know what? We can go even harder with the riposte, or we could increase our item discovery. I think we'll go with that for now. We're getting really, really lucky with these perk drops, actually. It's not often that you see so many chests so early on. Oh my goodness, okay. Crab just pushed us off there. You know what, we're gonna forget about him. We're gonna forget about him, he can deal with that himself. Now, it should go without saying, this is not yet a public build. As I mentioned at the top, we're showing this internal build today because we're actually hoping to find some more playtesters to help us really, really stress test this for the last little bits of polish that we want to do before our first public demo. So it goes without saying, what you're going to see today, there are going to be some bugs, there are going to be some glitches, there's going to be a bit of treasure floating out there in the abyss. Oh my goodness, they hit like a truck. I was a little bit slow on my parry there. Oh my goodness, let's see if we can bait him a little bit closer. Yeah, we're going to see some bugs, we're going to see some glitches, we're going to see a little bit of jank. But you know what? This is how the sausage is made. And there's only 3 of us making it here, so what do you want? Hey, what do you want? We might end up having to, oh my goodness. I'm seeing a lot of elites today. I need to remember that we're 4 days in. So the enemies are getting a little bit tougher than they were in the first couple of days. We're seeing more of these elites and they're going to be hitting like a truck. If you're wondering how I can tell it's an elite, it was big and it was red. Low demand. Low demand. Yeah, I think we're going to end up dropping a couple of these swords. Another perk. Let's go. So much riposte. We're a little bit low on health here. We're going to go with hard shade, get us a little bit more HP. And hopefully we can get a health drop as well. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't think this is going to end well for us. I'm going to try to... Oh, see, we've pulled way too much here. Destroy this nest so no more of these birds can spawn. I'm going to try to get a little bit of darkness, and midday can be really tough if you're trying to pull off some of your darkness moves, but we're going to try to pull off an AoE there. Oh. And that was clutch. That was clutch. This guy's helping us out a little bit there with a friendly fire. Now, that was our mistake for pulling several groups there into the open. Fortunately, the crabs seem to be content on the bridge there. But also, firing the flintlock is very noisy, and it will actually aggro enemies at a pretty wide radius when we do that. So, we want to be careful sometimes. Oh! I don't know why I didn't parry there. I really don't know why. Oh my goodness. But you know what? We got 62 closest here. We can spend that on something. I'm just going to go ahead with some critical hit chance. Hey, how about that? Now, we can also use our ducats to buy upgrades. We need to be really careful with that, given that the conceit of the game is paying this debt to HAWKER. And if we miss our payments because we're being greedy and spending our money on other things, he is not going to be too happy. And there may be consequences. Okay, let's see here. We've lost everything that we were holding. We've managed to keep the stuff that was in our bag, which doesn't happen very often. But you know what? We'll take it for now. We'll take it. And we still got a little bit of time left in the day, you know, so we're actually going to go ahead and head back out. And let's see if we can... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, okay. More crabs. Yes, HAWKER, we know it's getting late. Try to take advantage of that footwork. I was about to say try and take advantage of that riposte, but since we died, of course, we've actually lost all of our perks here, haven't we? Okay, now with nightfall in here, you'll notice we're obviously in shadow permanently. It's going to be a lot easier to really spam our shadow abilities and take advantage of that. The downside is that the enemy spawn rate and difficulty is also going to increase a little bit. So we'll try to push a little bit further here before we have to head back and open shop for the night, try and make some money. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. There we go. Oh, we've got lots of swords that are dropping here. But once again, they're in low demand. Crab hiding down there, so I'm peeking out. Oh, we attracted his friend by firing our flintlock here. Now, HAWKER is none too happy staying too long in the darkness. Yeah, there we go. This is a big danger on these earlier days here, right? Oh, nice. We got a ring there. That's going to sell quite well. So, if we stay too long in the darkness, we end up with this status effect called overshadowed. Just seeing here where our health will slowly drain. It won't go down to 0. It won't kill us, but it will get us pretty close. And oh, you can see here the spawn rate, the dangers in the darkness. It will get us pretty close to 0. And when we've dumped a lot of boons into our base HP, as well as our more DPS stats, we can, you know, mitigate a lot of the drawbacks of this over time. But in these first couple of days, it makes us pretty squishy. So, we're going to take the hint, and we're going to go ahead and head back to town and open shop for the night. If we can get through without taking any fatal hits. Okay. Back to Aran. Now we still got most of the night left, so we still got plenty of time to open shop. But before we do, I'm going to go ahead and put those rings up. But before we open shop, we're going to do a couple of upgrades here. Now we know that, I just want to confirm, but we know that treasure, is what's wanted today. So we're actually going to use some of these building materials that I've been storing up to construct an artifact here to increase the base value of that treasure category. Okay, we just need some rivets. There we go, 6 rivets. That's going to be enough. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and do that. So now, when I open shop, we know that we're going to be getting the most out of these common rings. Yeah, there you go. So in high demand, plus the 25% from that artifact, we're getting an extra 400 ducats for those, which is pretty good. I'm going to do some more upgrades here, just base shop upgrades, more prospective customers, great. Oh, okay, we got a special request here. So we give this guy a ring, we get another bonus on top of that. So he gave us 800 instead of 600 for that special request. Hopefully we'll see a couple of those through the night. Now, those swords, they're not useless to us, right? We could sell them, but at this point, I think it's better to hang on to them until another night when they might be in demand and they'll sell a little better for us here. So we'll put up some potash, that's normal demand. Terebinth is normal demand. Food, the turnips are normal demand. We'll put this ring up here. I'm gonna buy, do I have enough? I do, okay. I'm gonna buy another slot there so that we can put up these lead shots. That's normal demand. Okay, we see things are selling here. People are coming in. I'm going to grab some more of these so we can do a couple more shop upgrades. So we use different building materials for different kinds of upgrades. You saw I unlocked another slot there with some timber. Canvas here is going to give us increased sales speed. Customers will make decisions faster, so they won't be hanging out quite so long before they choose to buy something. Sales chance, we'll bump that up, and I think we probably have enough to reduce our theft chance as well. So we'll go with that. There's a small chance that enemies will actually try and rob you. Enemies, I should say. I mean, perhaps they should be treated that way. But customers will actually try and rob you each night. Which, you know what? If they're buying a turnip, not so bad. If they're buying a ring or another piece of treasure, that can be, you know, as we've seen, 600 or 800 ducats. Soulon here, he's got some things to say to us. Some new things for the day. Our dialogue system, and, you know, I'm quite biased here as a narrative designer to be saying so, but it's interesting in that each day NPCs have got different things to say to you. If we did not talk to Soulon today, we might miss things that he would want to tell us today that he might not want to tell us tomorrow. And as a result, we'll miss information that may give us follow-up questions about him, about the world, that we might not know otherwise. Now, it's obviously not critical you talk to every single NPC every single day, but if you're invested in the world, if you're invested in each of these characters and their stories and their journeys, then it's always worth checking in with them. You can ask him for some advice. How about that, Soulon? Yes. He's reminding us of the dangers of nighttime, as we have seen only too well ourselves. We've also got Brum here, our trusty Avank. I'll have some new things to say tonight. Oh my goodness, another ring sold there. Okay. I think that might be all of our rings. Let's see. Do we have any more? Nope. We don't have any more. We got so many swords to sell. But they're really not worth anything tonight, so... Oh well. That's how it goes. I tell you what though, we're making some good sales tonight. Now what do we got here? We've got potash is a material. So we could try and go with a hopper, another artifact that will increase the value of that potash. Now these are permanent, but we can also like break them down and replace them later. So there's one for each category of loot. But for instance, if we really wanted to just like hone in on treasure, we could buy 4 tumblers and then break them down later to get some of those materials back and replace them with something else if all of our slots are filled up. Okay. Okay, this is good. We've made a lot tonight. Duval has got something to say to us as well. Oh, we got a lot of options that have stacked up there, having not spoken to him for several days. But like I say, each day we can talk to these NPCs. They'll have something new to say, and we'll learn new things about new topics that we can, ask follow-up questions about later, which will teach us things about the world, about certain things that are to come in later days, which I'm not going to speak too much about at the moment. Again, just to avoid spoilers. Oh, there we go. He's got something to say. Okay. Okay. Our night's almost over here. It doesn't seem like anyone is going to be buying very much else, so I might just go ahead and close for the night. I'll chuck everything that we haven't solved back into our inventory here, just so that we're ready for the next day. Let's see if Belisson has got anything to say to us. We're talking about the blight storms here. And we can ask her some follow-up questions about HAWKER, actually, if we're interested in that. Okay, interesting. And with our night just about to end, we'll go ahead and rest up, ready for the next day. Oh, we didn't quite make it to our bed. Look at that. As the day ends, we didn't quite make it to bed. But that's all good. We made 2,476 HAWKER ducats today. That's pretty good. We're in a net of 12.5 at closest after salvaging what we salvaged and spending what we spent. Our debt, we've still got a lot to pay. But you know what? We're getting there. We're getting there. And at the end of the day here, we have an opportunity. It's death or dawn. We have an opportunity to purchase some boons here. And you know what? We don't have enough at closest to purchase any. And I'm a little bit hesitant to spend any of our HAWKER. But I'm going to do it anyway. We're going to do some more critical hit chance. And there we go, a little vertical slice snapshot of our internal dev build here. As I said at the top, and if you've made it this far, I hope you might be interested. But we're running some playtests right now and over the next week or so. anticipating a public demo, which will be coming soon. So if you would like to be considered to participate in a playtest in the meantime, in the next week or two, we would love some help. You can go ahead and shoot an email to contact@Tyrian Games with playtest somewhere in the subject line, and we'd love to consider you for the list. If you haven't already, go ahead and give us a wish list on Steam, and that will actually make sure that you get a notification as soon as the demo is live and you can get in and play. So until next time, thanks for watching.